Facing the bandit-like actions of the martial realm, Xiao finally made his decision. The Endless Fire Domain would declare total war on the martial realm. I really love making these videos, but I need your support to keep going. Please like, share, and subscribe so I don't have to give up on this dream. Picking up from where we left off. Clan leader Dan Yu regarding the Domain Guard plan. I need to discuss something with you. Xiao spoke with a serious expression. If clan leader Dan Yu trusts me, then from now on, wait for news from the Endless Fire Domain. No matter how absurd my requests may seem, you must follow them. Hearing this, Dan Yu asked in confusion, "Can you explain in more detail?" "Sorry, this matter is too important. There are probably only a handful of people in this world who know about it." Xiao shook his head. At this moment, Gao Yuan, who was standing nearby, suddenly spoke. "Since this concerns the Domain Guard plan, then count me in as well. I can also wait for news from the Endless Fire Domain. At the very least, I trust Brother Yan." Seeing this, Xiao cupped his fists toward him, then turned to Shun and Medusa. "We should head back." Medusa asked, "What about the matter of the martial realm? How do you plan to handle it? This is a major issue. We need to return and discuss it carefully." Endless Fire Domain, Tianyan Continent. The Flame Emperor Divine Hall was the main hall of the Endless Fire Domain. At this moment, over 100 people had already gathered inside the hall. They were all high-ranking elders summoned by the Flame Emperor. The weakest among them had reached the Earth Supreme level. Inside the vast hall, these Earth Supreme elders were arranged in 6 rows on both sides, about 20 per row, extending all the way to the entrance. Since the founding of the Endless Fire Domain, such a large-scale meeting had only happened once before. However, the hall was currently filled with noise. Everyone was shocked by the events of a few days ago. The battle between the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor. Such a thing was simply unimaginable. But more than that, people were criticizing the martial realm's bandit-like behavior. If previously the martial realm's refusal to apologize to the Flame Spirit Clan could still be understood, after all, the Flame Spirit Clan was at fault first, then this time, robbing the family of the Lord of the Endless Fire Domain in public was absolutely intolerable. The discussions among the elders revolved almost entirely around one topic: how to punish the martial realm. At that moment, a series of footsteps sounded from outside the hall. Soon led by Flame Emperor Xiao, more than a dozen figures entered. Seeing this, all the elders immediately stood up, each showing utmost respect. Xiao and his group walked to the front of the hall and took their seats on a row of golden chairs. To Xiao left sat Tuoshe Ancient God and Shun. To his right were Taishu Sacred Flame, Taipang Long Yuan, and Medusa. In addition, 2 red-browed elders sat nearby. They were elders of the Flame Spirit Clan. "Everyone, today's matter is extremely important. It may even concern the fate of the Endless Fire Domain. Please sit. Let us discuss this slowly." Xiao waved to the crowd below. "Regarding the recent events, all of you should already be aware. This matter originally began as a small dispute between the martial realm and the Flame Spirit Clan. It only involved 2 mid-stage Supreme Realm individuals. Logically, it should not have escalated to this level. However, because the Martial Ancestor personally intervened, the scale of the issue suddenly rose. What was originally just a conflict between 2 Supremes quickly developed into a major issue of factional stance." Xiao continued explaining. "The situation has now escalated further. The conflict between the Martial Realm and the Flame Spirit Clan has now truly involved the Endless Fire Domain. On the surface, they only took a bottle of divine spiritual liquid essence worth tens of billions of supreme spiritual liquid. But everyone here understands. This matter is far more than just a matter of money. The martial realm's actions are essentially challenging the bottom line of the Endless Fire Domain. And that martial ancestor clearly has no regard for our position." Xiao then looked toward Tuoshe, Ancient God, and the others. "Regarding this matter, what do the Heavenly Supreme Elders think?" Hearing this, Tuoshe Ancient God and the others fell into thought. Soon someone spoke. "From the perspective of the overall situation of the Great Thousand World, The endless fire domain and the martial realm are both major forces, with external enemies watching closely if a major conflict breaks out. It would undoubtedly give them an opportunity. Taishu's sacred flame spoke first. Therefore, unless absolutely necessary, we should try our best to resolve this conflict peacefully. Taishu, I do not agree with you. I have the exact opposite view. Before Taishu finished speaking, Tuoshe, ancient god, interrupted. From a broader perspective, I believe we should resolve this matter thoroughly. The Great Thousand World has been peaceful for tens of thousands of years. Part of that is due to the resistance against the extraterritorial evil race, but the fact that they have not acted recklessly for so long only proves that we possess the strength to contend with them. However, anyone with common sense would realize one day they will inevitably launch a true invasion, because although we possess great power, it does not mean we can effectively utilize it. Hearing this, confusion appeared on everyone's faces. Xiao frowned. Senior Gudi, what do you mean? Very simple. Take the ancient world-ending war as an example. In its early stages, the Great Thousand World was completely routed, because although it was powerful, it could not mobilize its strength efficiently. When facing a highly disciplined and well-organized extraterritorial evil race, defeat was inevitable. You mean, we need to temper our combat power as a whole? Donghua nodded. Both Taishu's sacred flame and Tuoshe, ancient god, were considering the bigger picture, but Taishu focused on maintaining current strength, while Tuoshe went further, questioning whether that strength could even be properly used. Everyone understood. The endless fire domain was now filled with experts. 6 heavenly supremes, over 150 earth supremes. Some came from lower planes, some from the Great Thousand World, and some were from declining factions that had joined them. But such a mixed force, whether it could even achieve 1 + 1 = 2, was uncertain. What they lacked now was an opportunity to truly forge the endless fire domain into a unified whole. After listening carefully, Xiao fell into deep thought. Then he spoke. All the heavenly supreme elders' opinions are reasonable. This matter must indeed be handled with caution. However, I already have a rough plan in mind, and I have made up my decision on what to do next. Under everyone's gaze, Xiao slowly stood up. His next sentence exploded like thunder in everyone's mind. I have decided the endless fire domain will declare total war on the martial realm. This was the largest war in the Great Thousand World in tens of thousands of years. Xiao had actually invited 4 super forces to jointly confront the martial realm. Continuing from the previous part, on the 3rd day after Xiao made the decision to declare war on the martial realm, which was also the 5th day after his first clash with Lindong, a carefully drafted declaration of war was delivered by an Earth sovereign elder to the martial realm, hundreds of billions of miles away at the fastest speed. 1 month after the war letter was sent, the news that the endless fire domain had declared war on the martial realm quickly spread to all top-tier factions in the Great Thousand World. Through these first-rate forces, each backed by supreme experts, this explosive news began to spread like dandelion seeds across the entire world. The endless fire domain, a force that had risen in recent years, had already grown powerful enough to make even several ancient spirit clans bow their heads in acknowledgement. At the same time, it had inherited the position of the Sacred Alliance protecting the Great Thousand World. And yet, they had declared total war on another newly rising power, the martial realm. Flame Emperor Xiao as the master of the endless fire domain, had long become a legendary figure throughout the Great Thousand World, especially his title as champion of the Pill Gathering and his battle against the Flame Spirit clan ancestor, along with the founding of the Endless Fire Domain, had made his name resound across the world. Martial ancestor Lindong, who came from a lower plane in the same era as Xiao first rose to fame during a confrontation at the Great Thousand Assembly. Later, his feat of single-handedly opposing the entire Ice Spirit clan placed him directly on par with Xiao. These two super geniuses, rarely seen in 10,000 years, were now standing on opposing sides. This made everyone in the Great Thousand World feel both excitement and concern. Those excited were eager to witness the clash between these two peak experts to see who would emerge victorious. Those worried, however, felt regret these two supreme figures should have coexisted peacefully and protected the world together. 2 months after the Endless Fire Domain declared war, 4 invitations to join the war were sent out, once again shaking the entire Great Thousand World. Because the invited forces were all supergiants: Flame Spirit Clan, Western Heaven War Hall, Dan God Clan, Ancient Myriad Grassland. The Endless Fire Domain intended to unite these 4 super forces against the martial realm. Such a lineup with more than 10 heavenly sovereigns clearly overwhelmed the martial realm in momentum, making many break into a cold sweat for them. Martial realm. Inside a pavilion on the 4 mystic continents, Lin Dong, Xiaoyan, Little Flame and Little Martin were solemnly staring at the war letter before them, sent from the Endless Fire Domain 2 months ago. As expected, the Flame Emperor won't let this matter rest, said the Southern Emperor in a deep voice. Little Flame added, Big Brother, they've invited 4 super forces, based on current intelligence. If they truly join, then the Endless Fire Domain will have over 10 heavenly sovereigns, twice as many as us. Little Martin also asked, Lin Dong, what do we do now? Soldiers will be met with soldiers, water with earth. Lin Dong replied calmly. Immediately a piece of spiritual jade appeared in his hand. With a flick of his finger, the jade shot into the air and shattered. As it broke, a powerful spatial fluctuation spread out from the martial realm, its target clearly being the Spirit God Clan. This is the All-Spirit Jade, given by the Spirit God Clan. Little Flame quickly recognized it. After the Dragon Phoenix Relic incident, the Spirit God Clan had given Lin Dong this jade as gratitude. Through it, the martial realm could obtain their military support. And now Lin Dong had used it directly. The Endless Fire Domain has allies. So do we. And ours won't be weaker. Lin Dong spoke in a deep voice. Send invitations to the Ice Spirit Clan. Invite Senior Bing Changqiong and their clan leader to the martial realm. In 1 month, in the eastern edge of the Great Thousand World, we will decide victory against the Endless Fire Domain. Time flew. 3 months had passed since the first clash between the Flame Emperor and the martial ancestor in the Pill Spirit Sea. Region. Today was the day the entire Great Thousand World was watching. The decisive battle between the Endless Fire Domain and the martial realm would begin today. The location, the extreme eastern region of the world where the sun rises. The battle would begin at the very moment of sunrise. However, despite how sensational this event was, very few dared to go there. Because the eastern edge bordered the outer world, the scale of the war was too massive. The aftermath alone, within millions of miles, would tear apart any being below the supreme realm, and those unable to reach the battlefield core would not even be able to observe the real battle. This was a war that could not be spectated. At this moment within the Endless Fire Domain, inside the Flame Emperor's palace, which should have been solemn, it was instead bustling with activity. The 3rd highest council meeting of the entire domain was being held. All experts of the Endless Fire Domain were present, and even more than before, because this time there were also powerful figures not belonging to the Endless Fire Domain. 1 month ago, invitations had been sent to the 4 super forces. No one expected anyone to respond. Yet today, their leaders had truly arrived. From the Western Heaven War Hall, War Emperor Shu Yuan, Grand Elder Wu Wanlong Palace, Master Shatian King, along with 5 Great Perfection Earth Sovereigns. From the Flame Spirit Clan, Flame Spirit Clan Ancestor, Clan Leader Fen Huang, plus 1 Quasi-Heavenly Sovereign and nearly 20 Earth Sovereigns. From the Dan God Clan and Ancient Myriad Grassland, Clan Leader Dan Yu, former Lord Gao Yuan, adding 4 Great Perfection Earth Sovereigns. With the addition of 7 Heavenly Sovereigns, dozens of Earth Sovereigns, the already powerful Endless Fire Domain became even stronger. However, the Flame Emperor Xiaoyan himself had yet to appear, far away, in a mountain range tens of thousands of miles from the palace. Space was twisting. Standing there were Longyuangu Xuna Cailin, waiting for Xiao Yan. 3 months ago, after declaring war, Xiao Yan had handed all affairs to Long Yuan, including inviting the four forces 1 month before the battle. Then, he entered closed-door cultivation within the Heavenly Tomb. Become a member and watch the next episode before it drops. Thank you.